I wake every morning to the sun, grab something to eat and get out on the run. I'll work all day and play all night. It's a southern fried life for me. I like my life southern fried, from my breakfast to my baby at night. And all points in between I play southern fried and work southern fried. I live, love, and laugh and worship southern fried. Southern fried is the life for me. Dragging to work looking so rough. My boss man tells me I gotta be tough. Just get on the job and get it done. It's a southern fried life for me. I like my life southern fried, from my breakfast to my baby at night. And all points in between I play southern fried and work southern fried. I live, love, and laugh and worship southern fried. Southern fried is a life for me. Tells me all the time that way of life will bring me down. I do my best to do things right, but it's a southern fried life for me. I like my life southern fried, from my breakfast to my baby at night. And all points in between I play southern fried and work southern fried. I live, love, and laugh and worship southern fried. Southern fried is the life for me. Hey ho! Hey ho!
There we
I
are.
won't get it. Well, happy Thursday, everyone. This is Robin Jenneth coming at you from a Southern Fried podcast. How
Hey
you doing today?
everyone. I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Uh, had an interesting morning this morning.
Yes.
We had a series of pretty bad storms come through here this morning, and uh, I slept through it, of course. Uh, I woke up just enough to tell the cats, because I thought it was the cats I was hearing. Tell them to shut the heck up. That wasn't my exact words, but that early in the morning, I'm allowed to say some words, especially when they won't stop. But anyway, apparently we had a tornado go right over the house. I'm typical redneck South Georgia, and I live in a double wide. It's a new double wide. It's nice. But
Yes, it
it pulled
is.
the skirting from underneath my house. You know, if it was wind blowing in, it would have blown the skirting underneath the house. But instead, it got sucked out because it makes that vacuum and it pulls the air out from underneath the house. So it sucked the skirting out from underneath. Yeah, I put it back in today, but still, it pulled it out. I had one tree down that was old and rotten. It was in bad shape. And then I had a second tree that was also dead, but it took the top out of it and it landed like 20 yards away. So it had to go like right over the house. And I've tore my greenhouse up. I'm going to have to replace it. It broke the brackets and the
Did
supports
it?
in it. Yeah. I got another cedar outback tree that it took the top out of. Glad I got my yard cleaned up yesterday because it's full of branches and everything else now. It looks like a war zone out there. But I got it mowed yesterday so it would look good.
Mhm.
Just in time.
Yeah, and it had another part of a tree in the road.
Yeah, there was another tree broke down. Top out another one. I had to go move it. So, and see if my sweetie had, if that had fallen on her car, because that was a good sized branch, top of the tree too.
Yeah.
That landed on her car. Who knows what would happen? But she left out for work before all this hit, and so Glad she's safe and sound. But we're all safe and sound as well. My uncle said he heard it when it went by this morning. So he was getting ready for work. So yeah. Uh, uh,
Lord.
so, but I hope everybody else out there is safe and sound from the storms this morning. They said the tornado alarm over in Colquitt went off forever. So
Yeah, I
everybody's
saw
done.
well, the power people were trying to fix power and stuff. So
As far as I know, power never went off. All my clocks are still going, and fish tank's not overflowed. I mean, everything looks good. So they'll take it. You
yeah.
know, that was a pretty big, severe line of storms that went through, though. So all you guys out there that went through the storms this morning, I hope everything turned out just fine for you.
Hey,
And
chick bait.
hey,
Oh
chick babe, what are you
no,
doing?
that is. Oh, sorry
Oh,
to hear that.
uh, what's going on with your dad?
Hmm.
You got to fill us in here. You can't just throw that out there and leave it there. Um, but not to change the subject. Well, yeah, but we'll pray for you and your dad. What's going on? Let us know so we know what to pray for here, kiddo. Uh,
Was a bad man.
so mixed emotions.
Oh, I understand.
Uh, yeah, that's never good. But hey, uh, I'm gonna throw something out there for you. They can't right now because Donna just had surgery. Uh, we have Joe and Donna on here quite often. They're Christian counselors. They're here on Tuesday, Thursdays. They won't be. They're not here. What we didn't do a show with them today because Miss Donna had surgery.
Mondays and Thursdays.
Mondays and Thursdays, and we do a Bible study on Monday. But Thursdays we have Love Endures Ministries with Southern Fried Podcast here. Why don't you talk to them? You know, my only older brother was there. Took my eldest son up there and forgave him. Yeah, forgiveness is important. Uh, Let him listen to scripture on tape. It's all good. Yeah, but the Bible study that we do on Monday nights, we started, of course, Matthew 1:1. We're in Matthew 5 now. You're more than welcome to jump in and ask any questions that you want. We're not running a race. We take our time with it. And that not only for you, but for anybody that wants to join in on the Bible study on Mondays, we'll be glad to have you. And it's open for them. It's low key. I'm not emotionally ready right now. Okay. Well, when you get ready, let me know. Okay. And, there's a lot to unpack. I got to understand unpacking stuff, you know. So, but you let me know. All right. We got you back. Uh, I don't want my anger coming back up. But, if you truly forgive, there shouldn't be no anger. You got to forgive and let it go. Uh, I don't know if you've ever recited the Lord's Prayer or not.
You're welcome.
Uh, but the Lord's Prayer, there's a line in there, and forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. So we're actually praying to God to forgive us of our mistakes as we forgive others as they make mistakes against us. So if you don't do a good job of forgiving, and yeah, it's kind of a scary thing, You want God to forgive you completely, you got to forgive completely too. So just throwing that out there. I'm not going to preach at you. If everybody needs time, but we got you back, kiddo. Um, Truly forgive is for me, not for him. I can't let go, and yes, I've recited it. But our Father, when you say your Father, yeah. Well, they ain't gonna do you no good to pray to Mary. Are you Catholic? Hmm. Well, I'm not gonna get on Catholics because there's a lot of good Catholic folks out there. So, uh, it's Jesus is the one that you know. But I just saw on here today. I'm not trying to change the
Quit
subject here,
knocking
keep
that
going.
off.
But I got some other stuff I want to cover. William Shatner is facing surgery. A horse threw the 94-year-old actor during a riding accident.
Uh-oh.
So he hurt his shoulder late last year, but he was slated to undergo surgery on Wednesday. It's hard to believe that William Shatner is 94 years old.
I know, right?
Yeah. I did the best I could, hard enough to see him on life support. Yeah, that's never easy. And I had kiddos that relationships are strained with, and it's never easy with family sometimes. It's just not. It's gonna be okay though. We're gonna pray for you, okay? Yeah, William Shatner. You know, I can remember watching Star Trek with my mother when I was a kid. I used to love me some Star Trek.
Mm.
I still do. I like the modern movies, and I like the ones with Jean-Luc Picard and all them.
No, you're fine, Chick Babe. We're glad you did.
Yeah, yeah. And normally we would have them on. If we'd had them on tonight, those shows start at 6, and they could have pointed some stuff out too. But they're the counselors. I'm not. But we could talk all you want to. So I'm gonna back up 10 here. We lost a plane over in Iran. They said it wasn't from enemy fire or anything like that. They're trying to determine what's going on, but it crashed in western Iran.
You're welcome.
Hey,
Huh.
anytime, kiddo, you ain't got to run off either. Stay in here with us if you want to. Take your mind off things. Carolyn Levitt, who is the White House press secretary, whom I like very much, she demands a retraction of an ABC News story claiming FBI warned Iran could attack California. Do you believe that?
Oh my
And
goodness.
she said, to be clear, no such threat from Iran to our homeland exists, and it never did.
Yeah.
So, here again, you have sensationalism in the news. And it happens on both sides, which is something I pointed out. And I pointed out the article that it happened in. It happens on both sides. But this is one of those circumstances where if it's a bald-faced lie, they ought to be held accountable for it.
Yes.
That is, so,
Way.
can't stand that stuff. But here's something that's even more disturbing than that. I believe in that, chick bait. I don't believe in ghosts and stuff like that. Although trying to get with my kiddo and do something on the paranormal investigations, I don't believe in ghosts and stuff. I do believe in angels and demons. I think my dad was possessed by demons, but I'm gonna tell you something.
Hey,
That could
Barry.
happen. Hey Barry, how are you doing tonight? Uh, I absolutely believe in that in demons, and I believe in demonic influence. Because the Bible talks about demons. They got cast down from heaven. They were the ones that followed Lucifer, and they got cast down. And Jesus cast out demons and devils when he was here on earth. And I'm sorry, I just realized how puffy my face is. Y'all ain't wouldn't believe the amount of pollen that is going on down here already. The pine trees are in bloom, the pear trees are in bloom, and I can see like right here, I'm like puffy as heck going through my sinuses. But I'm sorry, it probably looks rough, but it is rough. So, but anyway, to get to this story here, Trump warns of Iranian sleeper cells as Canada is accused of harboring regime operatives. Canadian conservatives say 239 Iranian regime officials had visas canceled, but only one has been deported. After don't, I mean, why? I know we're strained with Canada right now. I understand that. But even if it was in this country, and would the liberals be pitching such a fit about kicking people from Iran out of this country right now? We're have military aggression with them. So why are they harboring these people up there? Uh, you know, and how many Iranians came in while the border was sitting there wide open? You know, how many sleeper cells do we have in this country? You
Yeah.
know, and that is really and truly the only way they can strike against us is through sleeper cells that are in this country. Yeah, exactly. Why are they harboring them? You know, why? Why? I mean, you want not through Mexico, just say, well, we don't know where they came through. They could have come through Mexico. They could have come through Canada. I mean, our border was really porous for 4 years. Actually, it was wide open. So, I mean, while Iran, they keep putting out these terrorist responses or terrorist threat alerts, and it's not for Iran, the country, been able to uh, attack us physically. You know, they can't get anything over to us, but they can have sleeper cells in the country. Uh, Mexico don't harbor no Iranians. Just say, well, we don't know what they harbor. I mean, the drug cartels hate us, and they run Mexico. If they could slip some Iranians in, I have no doubt they would do it. You know, I'm just saying. Uh, and I'm not blaming Canada for anything, but if they're harboring, you know, these people up there, uh, you know, that's crazy to me. Uh, um, you know, you have known embezzlers. For years, people have Ron have been concerned about the presence of these individuals and their children in Canada. I mean, you know, yeah, no man is an island. You're right. Um, but you know, they'll go through a lot of people, you know, there says their presence has become more visible and they're organizing gatherings under the slogans "No to War," while expressing support for Hamas and Hezbollah. Meanwhile, they remain completely silent about the killing of Iranians. The Iranian leadership in their country is not like here. And you have to really understand what is going on with their leadership. They appoint a supreme leader, and it's a group of Islamic clerics, holy men. They don't give a rat's butt about their people. If they speak out against them, they put them to death. They have killed tens of thousands of their own people. Uh, Tens of thousands of their own people. They don't care. They don't care about us. They don't care about their own people. So I can't get why people will go out speaking for them. Um, she said, I'm praying hard on the Epstein files in light of my dad's condition. I just pray and hope we don't drop asking those questions. Me too. And I think there needs to be, they said they've released all the files and some of it is redacted. But I think it needs to be investigated. And if people were committing these atrocities and were involved in them, whoever it is, Democrat, Republican, Independents, I want to see them held accountable. I don't care who it is. Yeah, if they were involved in it, they need to be held accountable. That's my personal opinion. Do you agree or disagree there, Jim?
Yes, I agree. And Barry also says there's a group, I'm not sure if they're They are from Iran, but they are out of Commerce, Georgia, and they are on their own land. And sadly, Europe is the only group have convicted anybody involved with the Epstein files.
Yes, and see, that is sad. But the wheels of our nation turn so slowly because we argue and bicker in Congress and the Senate and the House and at the state. We argue and bicker so much that we just can't seem to get anything accomplished. It's got to be all one side, all the other. I say clean the whole cotton picking mess out and start over. And yes, chick bait, the wheels of justice are slow too. I think we need to kick every judge out and redo it. We need to have a reset and get some people in these offices and get some judges out there that will make some common sense decisions. There's nothing wrong with common sense, people. Oh my gosh.
What are you doing over there?
My dad will never be arrested. It's too late for that. It's been decades of me seeking help and justice. Yeah. And that's the way it goes. But here's another thought too, chick bait. He's on his way out, right? He's on life support. So he's probably on his way out. If you keep harboring, this is something I had to learn. If you keep harboring this hate and you keep thinking about him and dwelling on those issues, what happens is you're still giving him power over you. You're letting him control your thoughts. You're letting him have free rent in your head. Kick him out of there. And about the only way to do that is to actually forgive and move on with your life. It's not easy. Don't get me wrong. And that's why I'll say recommending you talking to Joe and Donna. They actually helped me get through some stuff. So I told him he's free now, my words, and everyone is praying for him. And that's not a bad thing. The Bible tells us to command for everybody and to love our enemies. I don't mean you got to forget, you got to forgive them, but I don't mean you forget the past, okay? I'm not saying that. But you don't give them free rent in your head. You don't let them still control you. So, yeah. Yeah, and it's a good thing that you did. So, it really is, you know. And see, we could spend all night talking about what you're going through there. And if we need to, we will. We will. I don't mind. This is something that I actually know something about. I said that to my brother. I forgive. They didn't even expect me to show up. Well, I'm glad you did. And I'm glad you forgave. All right. And you carry that in your heart. It's hard to forgive. I showed up for my family and for myself. There you go. You know, forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about you. And it's about letting go. I mean, you can harbor that hatred and that anger in your heart and in your head from now on if you choose to. You know, and that's a choice that you make. He can't hurt me anymore. There's that. That was something I went there for closure. I am not angry. I'm not angry. Okay, and see, but here's the thing. If you're still carrying that anger around inside of you and that bitterness, I still talk about it not in anger, but to help others. Good, because if you carry that anger and hate and that stuff inside of you, he's still hurting. You got to be able to let that go. And if that's what you've done, I'm happy for you. No buts. Yeah, help others. Speak out. If you're comfortable enough speaking out about it, do so. There are places where, like abuse counseling centers and stuff like that, where you can go and talk about what happened and maybe help somebody else. I'm happy. I'm free now. This is relief for me and hopefully for him too. I understand that. I really do. Things get lost in text in my Yeah, in my opinion. Yes, things do get lost in text. Text message is one of the worst things ever. All right, there's no tonal inflection. And see, some people around here just want to just send text. You don't get no tonal inflection. You don't get no understanding. I mean, me, I talk expressively. All right. If I say hi in a text, I can mean hello, or I can mean hi, or I can mean hi. And it all means something different. That's why I feel the need to over clarify. I understand. So, in order for me to respond I saw that. In order for me to respond to somebody with a hi in text messages, it would have to be like, I don't feel good, and I've got a headache, and my sinuses are a wreck, and I got trees down in my yard from a tornado this morning, and my back hurts, and I'm just having a really rotten day. You can't say that in a hi on a text message. You have to type all that stuff out. But a phone call, you can go hi,
But
and
now,
everybody knows the whole thing.
yes, but now calling is not a big thing. But back then, when somebody was working, couldn't call, had a text, and all I had to do is like, yeah, whatever back real quick. But yes, I get it.
Not
I understand. But now it's all good because we just free as we can be and everything.
Yeah. They said not getting over it is not an illness. That's a symptom. I've been working to battle my way out of his grip, mental grip, etc. We had tornado warnings in Ohio
Hey,
too.
Lewis.
Hi, Lewis. Uh, yeah, I had one go right over my house. That's what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. It actually got suction and pulled the skirting of my house out, not in.
Very
Wind would
funny.
have blown it in. It sucked it out. Yes, you blame technology. Yeah, technology's done a lot just to hinder uh, communication. So, I hope y'all are doing all right tonight. Everybody that's tuning in, we do appreciate it.
Yes.
Mary, how are you over here? It's tornado season, the Ides of March. Yes, my goodness, we got a bunch of people over here on Rumble. I wonder if that's our buddies. Maybe not.
Did y'all see? I know we haven't got our thing yet. Did
Yeah.
y'all see the hail in Illinois? I
Oh, I
mean,
saw that picture. My goodness.
it's been amazing. Them pictures the size of footballs. I hope she likes cats.
She said she made a new video to help Britney Spears. Uh,
Yeah, that was some big old hail. I mean, them cars got tore up. Can you imagine if that had been my truck back then,
oh my gosh.
right after I bought it? Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
you would have had a conniption.
Yeah.
But that rhino liner would have protected the back anyway.
Yeah, I bet.
But we got another horrible story.
Oh, I had a Nissan Frontier about 13 years ago. Then I've had another one since then, but right now I've got a Nissan Rogue, which I like them because I've had a one previous, but right now this one has a recall for its motor. So
All right,
I
so
miss my truck.
we have some live updates on a attack at a Jewish synagogue in Michigan.
Yes, I saw that. I
Over
couldn't really
30,
tell.
over 30 first responders have been sent for treatment for smoke inhalation and other injuries.
I could see the
Uh,
smoke, but I couldn't like really tell like what was going on.
yes. Um, they are, uh, the suspect has been identified as a naturalized U.S. citizen from Lebanon.
Uh,
So imagine that. Uh, Here in the United States on May the 10th, 2011, as a spouse of a U.S. citizen. Uh, but yeah, this is just crazy. You know, it was a targeted act against the Jewish community. This is just crazy and horrible. Ohio has the weirdest weather.
Oh,
Yes,
Georgia is like
look,
crazy. I mean, just think,
Ohio weather gives me whiplash.
still. I mean, just think, we were like 80 degrees, and now this morning here we are at 40 something with the winds blowing, making it feel like 31. I'm wearing a hoodie when I was
Well,
wearing shorts.
uh, it was actually colder this afternoon here than it was this morning.
Yes.
This morning it was hot and muggy out there, and then by the time evening got here, it was kind of chilly.
Yes, Chip Bay.
Uh,
And see, and it snowed in North Carolina this morning after being 80 degrees yesterday.
yeah.
So,
Mm. No, we're not getting no snow this year.
you may. I'm going to
No.
see it.
Yeah, prayers for Ohio, all those people out there,
Yeah.
and Oklahoma, all those places that got hit.
Just,
Um,
they call it a nice one.
but yeah, I'm tickled to death that we did not get snow this year. I'll take it. No, we got a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah,
No,
right before I came down.
we got just a little bit.
Yeah, you
A
got a
dusting.
dusting because I found
Yeah,
something
we'll
gray.
take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. That's fine.
I had to go to Middle Georgia to find snow, and I'm up here in North Georgia.
Oh, and I tell you, this is something that I am
Hello,
sick of.
cousin Lewis. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, Lewis, cousin Lewis. They call it a nice one.
I'm not
That's
sure
what
what
Barry
he.
said.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's talking about there. I
Okay.
just can't believe this weather. Hey, Lewis, you're in North Carolina. Did you get any snow this morning? That's right. He's in North Carolina. I think he logged on.
Um,
So,
wait, there's a cousin Lewis too. Yeah, yeah. There's a cousin Lewis.
yeah, I have a
She said
cousin
we only
Lewis.
need one
I think
Lewis.
he's in North Carolina. So, I wonder if he got any snow. But I think it was in the mountains mostly, so he might not have.
Okay.
We need
Uh,
only one Lewis.
here's a nice story from Fox, and this is a story that I am so sick of hearing about this. But anyway, a Texas judge. This is off Fox News. A Texas judge said she was manhandled while attending a concert at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo this week after staffers refused to let her access a VIP area and escorted her out of the venue. The judge questioned whether she was a victim of racism or sexism, despite being given $9,000 in freebies. Harris County Judge Linda Hidalgo said she and five guests, other elected officials, the officials' children, and parents of a U.S. Air Force sergeant who recently died, attended a Megan Maroney concert at the popular rodeo show Tuesday. However, the group was barred from the venue's premium floor access area, the ticket area known as the Dirt, because they had not paid the $425 per head price tag for the wristbands, and the show was sold out. The rodeo said in response, that's what they told them when Fox News Digital asked for a comment. So she expected to be provided this. Gotta go. It's vampire time. Oh,
All right, chick bait.
have a good one, kiddo. Stay sweet, you and Lewis both. I don't know if Lewis is staying on or if he's going to. It might be vampire time for Lewis too. I don't know. Uh, so, uh, you know, but she played the race card. Yeah, come on, quit doing that. My goodness, we don't care what color you are on that. We don't care if you're a man or a woman. You got to pay the ticket price. And yes,
Yeah.
just because you're a politician or a judge, that doesn't give you the right to just say, or the privilege to go in and go wherever you want to go. Come on. If you want premium area, pay for premium area. Why are you seeking stuff that you're not paid for? Huh?
Yeah.
And then you scream racism and sexism. What the? How about ignorant? Can ignorant be a thing? We'll just call them when they seek stuff for free like that and act all privileged and stuff. We just call them ignorant. Ignorantism. Morons. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say stuff like that. I don't mean to get in a battle of wits with unarmed opponents, but dadgummit. Oh,
Hey, baby, I'm not a scratching post.
uh-oh. So, but yeah, there's
The computer.
my goodness. I'm still looking for somebody out there. Oh, uh, to come on here with me, and it's a Democrat to come on here with me, and let's not fuss and argue, but talk about our differences of opinions. If y'all decide you would like to do that, or if there's somebody that would like to do that, please send me a text message right here at the bottom of the screen. Rob at Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com. And that is vampire time, chick bait. She said, I'm liberal ish. Okay. But if you want to do this, now I'm looking for a hardcore leftist liberal to come on here and let's sit down and talk. Oh, and while I'm remembering it, I don't know why this just came up. Y'all, tomorrow night we are going to have a special edition of the Southern Fried Podcast on Friday night.
Yes, Mary. You'll like
Yes, Barry, listen up.
Listen,
Miss
Barry.
Yvonne's going to be on, and we're going to talk about the monkey farm. And we're going to have a special announcement for Miss Yvonne tomorrow night. So we're going to get our monkey farm update tomorrow night, Barry. It's going to start at 7. So that's she said that was a good time for her. Feminist, yes check. Liberal check. Reporting for duty. Well, here's the thing. We're going to pick some topics. I know you do. I know. We're trying to help you out. But look, we're going to pick out, you pick out 3 topics. I'll pick out 3 topics, and we'll do this. Okay? We can't get angry, can't get red-faced. We're discussing. Okay? So let's see what we can figure out. Tomorrow's Friday, though. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know tomorrow's Friday, Gary. Can you not be here tomorrow? She said, I need the help. Okay, fair. All right. Topics can overlap. Well, they can, but, it would be more interesting because you're going to have your topics and we're going to discuss them, and I'm going to have my topics and we're going to discuss them. So, yeah, let's not overlap them. We'll just have 3 or 6 topics total. Is tomorrow Friday the 13th? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Tomorrow's Friday, though I'm sorry. Barry said, yes, the 3 topics I have are fraud, fraud, fraud. Yeah, chick bait, we each get 3 topics. We each get 3. But we're only going to have an hour and a half to 2 hours to cover them. So,
And I will be moderating.
Yeah, Jennifer's going to be moderating. If we get out of line, she's going to fix it. She's staring at me when she's saying that.
But I've heard chick bait before on the other one. She can get to the point.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll email you before. You got our email right down there?
Thank you, chick bait.
Send me an email.
Yes, Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com.
We kind of restructured a little bit, so I don't know. I think I still have your email, but email me down here at Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com. That way I'll have it and I'll save it. And yeah, that's going to be what I'm going to rig up there, Barry. Don't worry.
Do you know today here in Jordan, Kennesaw, this
Kennesaw.
little, yeah, Kennesaw at the mall. I'm just making sure. Okay. This little girl and her brother were in the car because the mom went in to the mall. The little girl gets out of the car, takes off walking, barefooted. This guy sees her and he gets out of his car and he's like, "Hey, where are you going? Whoa, you can't be walking, And he's like trying to get her. And of course, they call the police and she sits down on the curb and her brother gets out and he picks her up and he's like, "I'm babysitting her while mama's in the store." And he said, "Well, maybe you need to get her to sit up front with you." So, because he didn't even know she got out of the car, of course. And so he stood there with her and everything. And they called the cops and the mom come out. So now she's being charged with 3 counts of something.
Endangerment of a minor.
Endangerment, yeah, something like that. I forgot. I had it up and then I lost it because it kept going off. But yeah, and I'm like, really, woman? I mean, because the kid was probably 3. I mean, it can walk, so 3 years old at least.
Yeah.
And the brother was probably only 8, if that. I mean, he could pick her up. I mean, babysitting, really?
Well, there again, I mean, common sense is something a lot of times that you're born with or not. Okay. And but you can learn to be responsible. And if you're not responsible enough to watch after your children, then you're not responsible enough for many things in life. I mean, our children need to be taken care of. But there again, I mean, modern day parenting, hand them a cell phone or a tablet or turn on the TV, you know, which I'm sure is what happened in this case. Ugh.
I'm sure.
And the kid in the front seat probably had a cell phone in his hand and didn't notice his
Yeah,
sister
'cause
getting
she
out
was
of
in
the
the
back.
back seat. And like they said, somebody coming through that parking lot would never think to be looking for a small child going across the parking lot. I mean, even though you need to be paying attention, but still, because
Yeah.
luckily somebody else
Uh,
was out there to see it. It was very sad.
something I'm gonna put up, then I'm gonna follow it. Lewis hates feminists. Why does Lewis hate feminists? I don't care. You gotta hate them. Hate nobody. May not agree with everything, but I don't have to hate them. There, you can read that one there. If you'll read that one out, I'll get the next one.
Barry said, over the years working for the power company, I've had to shut people's power off, and sometimes it was kids left at home while parents were off working. I know. It's just terrible. I mean, especially if they're under, a certain age and they can't take
Uh,
care of themselves.
let's put this one here up too. He said, I turn off power for adults. I don't do that for kids. You know, and that says
Yeah.
all down arrow, but I was trying to get my thing to do, and it was
I
sorry.
see.
The all down arrow was something that that the chat bar just threw in there. Uh, you know, here's
Email
the
from the
thing,
phone.
Barry. Here's my thought. These kids and parents need to be responsible for paying their power bills. Okay, especially if they have children. Okay, and if you put it off and put it off and put it off, then eventually your power is going to get turned off. All right. And, then what are you going to do? You have to, then the parents, the grandparents, and the aunts, and the uncles, and everybody else has to step in. You know, what are kids today spending their money on? Usually. The ones that I see have the newest phones.
Mm-hmm.
They have the highest speed internet they can get. They have the nicest cars they can get their hands on. I mean, they spend all this money and they expect the world to take care of them. Most of them have tons of college tuition debt and everything else. I mean, and instead of trying to pay that back, let's just do our own thing. Let's not worry about that. It's like, we were talking about manners the other day. Manners are important, and so is responsibility. And nobody's teaching kids responsibility anymore, you know. I already found and sent it, Rob. It's Southern. Okay, it's Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com. Not Rob at Southern Fried. It's Southern Fried Podcast
Yeah,
at
put it up.
yahoo.com. It's up there in the screen, in the chat, and on the ticker. Not the tickler. That would be Lewis. Hey, Anthony, how are you doing tonight? I'm glad everybody's piling in tonight. We're having,
Yeah.
hey, y'all don't forget while we're talking about it. Well, we are going to have a special show tomorrow night, so it's going to be on at 7. And we're going to run an hour or two probably. So we're going to have Miss Juvena back on. We're going to talk about the monkey farm. I know Anthony was interested in that too. We are going to be talking about the monkey farm, and she's got an announcement she's going to make. And hopefully tomorrow night we'll have an announcement that we're going to make. So, Robert is the tickler, your nickname. No. I already have an alias. I don't need to be the tickler. Although I might consider that if I was still wrestling, I might consider that to be a wrestling name, the tickler. You know how much fun I could have had with that. Oh my goodness. I'd still be laughing about it. The tickler. Yes. So that would have been funny. Would I have been a good guy or a heel? Face or heel? Face or heel as the tickler?
A heel.
Bad guy, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew about that. They're trying to put in a monkey breeding facility to raise monkeys for human testing. Now, chick bait, I can't look at the email and be doing podcast at the same time.
She said I ain't gonna get the job.
How many Democrats do you even know? I know several. Thank you very much. But Anthony, but they're trying to put in a monkey breeding facility that can breed just like 20,000 monkeys or something to sell for animal testing. They're wanting to build it here in Bainbridge, Georgia. This is not a good thing. I forget. Rob the tickler to me would be a weaselly cowardly bad guy who uses other people to do his dirty work. Oh my goodness. I mean, you're the best one.
Hey,
Well,
Tasha.
you're the only one right now. Nobody else is taking me up on this. Anthony, I would say I could go along with that. That's kind of the way I would see that. So yeah, I can go along with that. Get the big guys go out there and slam somebody down, then jump in there and tickle them. Maybe I could find me one of them big feathers. Beat them upside the head with it.
Yeah.
Now, you know good well I'm not going to be that rough on nobody or chick bait. I will make my points, and you can make your points.
It'd be nice and friendly, just a nice conversation of the topic.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I want to do this. As part of the reason I want to do this is because I want to show people that people of different political bents can still talk to each other and doing it in a rational and courteous way. Nobody's interested in doing that anymore. And I want to get back to that. We need that in this country, this day and age. We do. We need to learn how to talk to each other. And we need respect for each other. And nobody does that. That comes in under manners as well.
Miss Jen, did you see that apparent? Did you see that apparently on her show? Carolyn Clarkson says ABC never gave her a winning for her American Idol. She's been waiting. What? No, I did not see that, Anthony.
Uh, uh,
Hmm.
she said, I'm nice and friendly. My brother is a registered Republican, and I still went to the hospital with him and his wife, Jen. And Lewis said, Robert, that's how that should be done. You're right. And look, why wouldn't you go? What does it matter if he's a registered Republican and you a Democrat? What does that matter? It doesn't.
It's your
It
family.
doesn't. He's still your brother. Is he married? Was his wife there?
Yes, and
Him
wife
and his wife.
and his
Yeah.
wife
Is
Jen.
his wife a Republican? You love your sister-in-law? She's a Republican. You love Republicans. We know you do. Look at her. You love Republicans.
She likes us. She's talking to us.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this, chick bait. You say you're a feminist. Do you find it rude if somebody opens a door for you? If they show manners and they open the door for you to walk in? Do you find it rude if they let you walk on the outside of the sidewalk so you can get splashed by mud and stuff from the cars going by? Yeah, you can do that too.
Oh,
It's all right, you know. We can discuss on there too, you know. Oh, this is a good one. What happened to civility in politics? Do you think social media screwed that up? No, Anthony. Actually, I do not think social media screwed that up. I think the American people screwed that up because we voted as a country. We voted these knuckleheads into office. Okay, we voted for them. Chick bait just called Lewis a closet Republican. But we voted for these knuckleheads, Anthony, and they would rather sit up there and bicker and play tiddlywinks over little things when they let the big things just go out the door. It's like Bernie Sanders was complaining about something not getting done, and one of the Republican guys up there said, "Well, I've talked enough," and he said, "Yes, you have." And boy, he jumped down his throat. I don't remember who that was, but he did. He jumped right down his throat and said, "Look, this is your problem. You've been up here longer than I've been alive. You've been serving in Congress longer than I've been alive. You should have already dealt with this. You harp on it every day. You should have already dealt with it. But you've been up here longer than I've been alive, and you can't do nothing." You know, like Robin Williams used to say, the elections is like the last call out of bar. We look down and think this is the best we
yeah.
got. Look, I'm going to be honest. I voted for Trump both times, actually 3 times. I voted for Trump 3 times. But I'm going to be perfectly honest, and I like Trump. I like a lot of the stuff that he does. I like a lot of the decisions that he makes. But the first time I had to vote for Trump was when he ran against Hillary. And I remember thinking to myself, out of this whole nation of smart, intelligent people on the left and on the right, this is the two freaking options we're stuck with: Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. What the kind of crap hole decision do I have to make here? You talk about getting down in the sewer, and I was thinking, man, this is a septic tank of an election. Still couldn't vote for Hillary, but
No.
so yeah. George Carlin said if voting changed anything, they'd make it illegal. This quote reflects his skepticism about the effectiveness of the electoral process. Look, This is one of the reasons why, personally, my opinion, I can't prove this. I can kind of sort of prove it, but I can't prove it officially. All right. And here's the thought: the Democrats and the liberals do not want the voter registration rolls cleaned up. They do not want clear election results, so they can always protest. All right. Chuck Schumer said the words, if we pass this act, 10 million voters will be removed. We'll lose 10 million voters. 10 million voters. Okay. Number one, are those legal voters? I don't think so. Otherwise, I mean, you're wanting illegals to have and people of other countries to vote in our elections because they'll vote Democrat a lot of times. You're tipping your hat right there. All right. Don't say, and then they say they care about elections. They don't care about elections, not unless they get what they want. Okay. Unfortunately, I studied Trump since the 70s and the art of war. And my dad called on a burner phone and laughed in 16. I really don't like Hillary, though. So, yeah, look, I didn't call anybody and laugh about anything about that. No. Trump has done bad things. Let's just say that, please. Look, I'm not saying Trump is squeaky clean. Okay.
No.
I do think, I see, Trump also didn't choose Republican until he was running. He didn't have a party, right? No, not really. And all right, give me just a second, Anthony. Let me address that up there, and I'll come back. All right, let me come back to you on that one. Chick bait. Let me go back up here. I'm not saying Trump is squeaky clean. I've never said that. You don't get that much money to be squeaky clean. But I will say there have been a lot of unfair charges brought against him, and a lot of stuff that wasn't true, and a lot of stuff that where they just set out to hound him all the way through his first term, and now they're trying to do it again on the second term. And Anthony said, Rob, this is why I disagree with you. Even after he won, the current president has complained that there's a election fraud. Once you win, shouldn't you shut up about election fraud? Okay, Anthony, let's look at it this way. All right, why is that showing up on my screen like that? I took that down. I did not mean to. But anyway, I got something weird on my end. It's not you. With the elections, do you believe that the elections are currently fair? That there are no illegals, that nobody is voting that shouldn't be voting, non-Americans. I mean, we just had one the other day, an illegal alien that's been in the country for 20 or 30 years has voted in every federal election. Can you say they're clear? And another part of the SAVE Act is to remove voters to clean up the state voter rolls. These are people who have passed away. Dead people have voted. Is to clean it up and make the states clean up their voter rolls. There's nothing wrong with that. But there has been some question. What about the 300,000 votes that the FBI seized from here in Georgia? What about the ones they've seized out of Arizona? I mean, they're investigating. Were these clean elections? We don't know. And it's trying to restore voter confidence in that. So that's why he still cares about it. And everybody should. Mexican Americans voted for Trump. Yeah, a lot of them did. Illegals aren't voting. Yes, they are. We've already had at least, I believe they are, and we've already had some. Roy Cohn, he was gay and had AIDS. It was Trump's biggest mentor in the 70s and 80s. Okay. I don't get unfair how there. There's no reason why they can't pass the SAVE Act. Where they're having trouble is uh, where they're having trouble with that is beating the filibuster, Barry. Uh, Chick Bay said Americans have been busted for illegally voting. Should we deport them? No, that's two different topics. They're still American citizens, but they need to be held accountable for their actions. That doesn't mean deport them. I mean, you deport illegal aliens, you deport legal aliens that have come to the country that break our laws and our rules. And I'm more for heinous stuff. I'm not saying a speeding ticket. Um, Anthony said, I'm not saying everything is clean, but we need to fix the Electoral College. Justified to me how a smaller state has the same Electoral College representatives as a state with a larger population. Okay, it's supposed to be based on population. The Electoral College is. I'm not sure how all that works in the ins and outs of it. I know it's supposed to be based on population, but while it's a smaller state, like say New York, the state of New York has New York City. How many millions of people live in New York City? So you can have a smaller state that has a lot of voters in it. You know, I mean, it's based on the amount of voters. Lewis said, "Cheap bait, calm down." How were there clean elections in the 1800s? Well, they had this box probably, and they probably had to handwrite their votes. They probably gave a piece of paper, and then they had somebody there that was trustworthy or whatever, or a group of people to sit down and unlock the box, take the votes out, and this one voted for this person, this one voted for that person, and they counted the votes by hand, and then they set their totals in. Chick-fil-A said, I'm just saying Americans commit crimes too. Absolutely. And Americans can commit some horrible crimes, but they're our citizens. And we should deal with them. And we have a legal system set up for that. Okay? And if you come here illegally and you commit crimes like that, you need to go back. And Chick-fil-A said, just making sure I'm still welcome here, right? Yes, you are. Chick-fil-A, immigrants don't bother me. I like immigrants, especially people that come here legally. If they want to become an American citizen, great. And I'm all for it because so many of the illegals came into this country under Joe Biden. I'm all for setting up a path to citizenship for them. Okay? Let them become American citizens. The ones that are out there, the moms and the pops that are just trying to make a living, let them become American citizens. But they should not have a shortcut. These people that have come here legally and are doing it the right way, what a slap in the face to them if we do that. They need to go through the same process as everybody else. If they're not willing to become a citizen, then they need to go back to their country. That's for the illegal immigrants. Now I'm going to use Montana as an example. How does a state like Montana have the same amount of representatives in the Electoral College as California and New York? I don't think Montana has as many. How many electoral votes are there in Montana? Okay. Let's see if we can get this here up here. Because I think Montana has 3 electoral votes in total. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ignore y'all. I'm house talking.
It's okay. They have 3 electoral. Yeah, of course you are. Chick bait. All right. Now, as far as the representatives, let's see. How many
Getting hot in here now.
representatives are there from, let's see, each state? Let's do it this way. All right. Let's see. And see, representatives are based on uh, population as well. So, and there again, Montana or New York and California are going to have more than Montana. Montana's not a heavily populated state. So let's see here. Let's put in Montana. Let's just do that. All right. So every senator, every state has the same number of senators. They have 2. Montana has 1 rep in the House of Representatives. It has 1 seat total. All right. Now, the House of Representatives and the Senate are 2 different things. So, less than 10% of some crimes get prosecuted. That's what I'm saying. These are very specific crimes. Okay. Well, why? Then that's a sheriff or law enforcement issue there. Rob, there's also reports that the same act is going to try to take the voting right away from people who are double citizens of a European country and the United States. Well, here's my thought on that, Anthony. Where's their loyalty to? I don't know. If you're a U.S. citizen, you're a U.S. citizen. Okay. If you're, I'm not about this double citizen stuff here. Okay. Um, I don't think that you can be an American and an Australian. I think either you're an American or you're an Australian. Are you an American or are you a Mexican? You have to decide. You need to make a choice on which country that you want to be represented by and which country you want to represent. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm sorry. I'm not. Because, you need to choose. You need to make a choice. I understand there's a lot of stuff sexually out there, bisexual stuff like that people like both ways. And maybe this is the same thing. Maybe this is politics. I don't know, but I think you need to make a choice in the decision, because nobody will ever know where your loyalty actually is. Chick Bay said, "I'm very biblically right now in the zone, and I can't call a fellow human an illegal. It diminishes their humanity, in my opinion." Okay. If you had a complete stranger break into your house and steal money from you, would you be upset? Would you call the police? Or would you just hand it to them? They're chick bait. Because it's no different than what they're doing coming into this country. Rob, for me, I think neither party really cares about fixing the immigration problem. We fixed this in the 80s, but if we didn't, yeah, I agree with you somewhat, but they're trying to push the SAVE Act, and it's supposed to help with election integrity. And that's what it's supposed to be all about. And no Democrat, except for John Fetterman, will vote for it. None of them. So, I mean, that's just the long and the short of it. They will not vote to clean up the voter rolls. They will not vote for anything like that. And I personally believe it's because they know they're going to lose votes. That's my personal opinion. Anthony says, I use electoral college as a wrong example. How can you justify me how Montana, North Dakota, Idaho will also have 2 senators and California and New York only have 1? No, California and New York have 2. Every state has 2 senators. Every state, including California and New York. That's the way it's set up. Each state has 2 senators, and your House of Representatives, which breaks down the state into districts, and it's based on population. You ever hear of ranked choice voting? I'm not really a vampire, FYI. We know you're not a vampire. SAVE Act is B to the S. I disagree. But, you have your opinion on it, and we know you're Democrat, so it's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. The perfect example of this is a young American who has an American father and a British mother, or an American mother and a German father because of the military. Seen this, okay, personally. All right, look here. This is a young American, all right? Now, the mother can be British and the father American. That's fine. But this young man needs to make a choice when he comes of age. Is he going to be an American or does he want to be British? He has that right to make that choice. Until then, he can be classified as a dual citizen. I don't care. When he gets to an age where he can start casting a vote or joining a military or which flag he's going to salute, he needs to make a choice, or she. That child needs to make a choice at that point.
My cousin got dual citizenship from Germany to here, but of course he's here.
Yeah. And who does he vote for?
Here.
Does he vote in German elections?
No.
Well, there you go. Deuteronomy 10, 18, and 19. God, love to the foreigners living among you and gives them food and clothing. So you too must show love to foreigners and for yourselves. Once foreigners in the land. I got no problem. I got no problem with the foreigners in this country, but they need to come here legally. How can you say that they're good, honest, hardworking, law-abiding citizens or people if they come in here illegally to start with? They have no respect for our laws and our rules. Just putting that out there. How can you say they do when it's obvious that they don't? Wow. Did I get cut up? I agree. How can we say when they detain a 5-year-old? Okay. If they're in the country illegally, and that 5-year-old was not born here, and that 5-year-old came in with illegal parents that were illegal aliens, came into here, that's how you detain them along with their parents, and then you send them all back. All right? I know enough Americans who don't care for our laws and rules. Okay, I do too. Do what?
I said, of course. I mean, they're all of them here. There's some that's very bad, don't care.
Yeah, and not saying that we don't have Americans that don't break laws, but there are citizens. We'll take care of that. Why should we be the world police again? We settled that back in the 80s too. We became the world police. Don't send your garbage to us. That's not what we want. We want people that want to be Americans. Don't send your sleeper cell people over here. Don't send your release the people out of your prisons and send them here. Rapists, gang members. The MS-16, they've proven they've come over and released serial killers, serial rapists. I mean, how many people, how many of these illegals are out here driving now? They had to quit issuing federal, sue Minnesota or get them involved in court because they gave illegal license to illegal aliens. that don't know our driving laws. What the hell? I mean, you're going to get me for red face. And I'm not getting red face at you. I'm getting red face at the system. Anthony says, I'm going to use this, an example. I have a friend in high school. She's a little citizen, and she was able to vote for both the British Prime Minister and the American President. I don't agree with that. I really don't. You need to vote for one or the other. You need to make that choice. Am I going to be an American? Am I going to be British? If you're going to be here in America, learn about your candidates, vote American. But, she was able to vote in both for the British Prime Minister and the American President. Did she? That's my next question. Should be. Did she vote for both, or did she just vote for one or the other? We elect a man, at least 5-year-old, back to the States. They shouldn't have. We elected a man with 34 felonies and a civil conviction for SA, right? For SA, I don't understand. Okay. Those 34 convictions came out of New York from a very biased legal system, very biased. And they're still fighting that. And he's going to end up winning it, not because he's president, but because it was biased. Just like a lot of the news sources out there are biased. Trump rate, I believe that, right? I don't believe it. I don't think he did. I really don't. There again, he wasn't convicted of it, but we give his bias area up here, and of course they sided with her. You don't have to slow your roll. She said no. Anthony said no. She voted for both because of having both British and American decision. Because of her father being military. Okay. I understand that she has that right. I understand that, Anthony. But what I'm saying is, if that was the case, I just, you have to make a choice. To me, you need to make a choice. Am I going to be British or am I going to be American? And at 18, you're old enough to go fight and die for your country. Isn't it time to make that choice and that decision? Well, Chickbait, let me ask you this. He was accused of it. He was found not guilty of it. Then they came back and civilly sued him. I'm not buying it. I'm just absolutely not buying it. I do believe victims. I do. And if somebody's a victim, look, as far as the Epstein goes, the Epstein files, I don't give a crap who you are. If you were involved in that mess, if you were taking part in those activities, you deserve to be punished. If you take part in any act like that, you deserve to get what you got coming to you. But this lady here that they're using as an example in that is not very credible. I'm sorry, but she is not credible. It's not a matter of me not believing victims. I don't believe her. I don't believe she was a victim, and not because of because the fact is she's not credible. Anthony says, I understand what you're saying. You feel it's unfair that one person can vote to separate legends. You want them to choose what country they represent. Absolutely. Decide that. Trump has video with audio that he had sex in common with his own daughter. Is that AI? I'm just not buying that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that's real at all.
Mm-mm.
I don't. I just learned how to do a push-up the right way to not hurt my elbows. Okay. Uh, Anthony, what about the Taliban? I missed that. No, that was the 90s. I don't know. I'm not buying it. I don't believe it. You know, I'm not. Unless you provide more proof than other I heard or I think or in my opinion and somebody once told me no, you're gonna have to give me a little bit more than that. Uh, Anthony said, "Do you think the issue with 9/11?" Oh, let's see this. Do you think the issue with 9/11 is after that Americans and the American government lumped all Muslims with those extreme crude thinking? Everybody from that part of the world is like that. Look, all right, I'm going to put this here out there. Okay, 9/11. We'll never forget that day. That
No.
was a day that is burned in our hearts and souls and will live in infamy. Do I think all Muslims are like that? No,
No.
I do not. But here's something I am going to say for a fact. Sharia law has no place in this country. If you're going to come to this country, do what? If you're going to come to this country, you need and live here and be a citizen. You need to follow our laws, not your laws. You don't bring your country and demand that we respect your country's laws. We're Americans. We have our own set of laws. If you don't like them, don't come here. If you like those laws, stay where you're at. There's no point in you coming here if you like those laws and that's how you want to live. But don't come here and demand that we follow your laws. That's not the way that works, dude. You have to come in, you have to follow. If we go to China and when we live by our laws instead of China's laws, we're going to get in all kind of trouble. We're used to freedom. We're going to jump on the internet and go start searching up whatever we want to search up. And the Chinese government's going to be like, you're going to jail. I'm just saying, don't come here but if the Muslims, Islam, see, when you run into a slippery slope, we can't ban somebody based on religion. We can't. We cannot. We cannot. We cannot. Because we have freedom of religion in this country. And if you start saying something about, well, we can't have Muslims here, we can't have Islams here, you're going down a slippery slope. And this got me trolled forever. And I don't care if it gets me trolled again. That's a slippery slope to get on. Because eventually all religion's going to be banned. Okay? We don't want to start down that slope. And oh my gosh, if I get trolled for this again, fine. I don't care. That's fine. That's an honest opinion. Uh, that was 2013 Wendy Williams show, not the 90s, more current than I thought. But he did comment on his daughter's Tiffany's breasts in the 90s and 94. I don't remember. I don't know about that. I really don't. Anthony says, I agree with you. That type of law shouldn't be implemented here in the United States. But I had a few Muslim friends in middle school that constantly got bullied with racial slurs. I don't doubt that. Uh, I really don't. And a lot of Americans and a lot of us in this country today still feel a lot of animosity and hostility due to 9/11. We witnessed that. Okay. And we tend to lump Muslims and Islams together. Okay. And Islamic, whatever. We tend to lump all that together. And the bottom line is, I wouldn't have. I don't care what their religion is. That's between them and God. All right. You follow your religion. All right. But don't try to force me to follow your religion. Don't try to force me to follow your laws. And I'm sorry he got bullied. And I'm sorry he got hit with racial slurs. I mean, this has been going, and this is a very American thing. It's been going on for a long time, not just for Muslims. I mean, we have the Chinese and Japanese, Koreans, Hispanics, uh, black people. Uh, I mean, Jewish people. I mean, we have all kind of stuff that we don't even think about that are racially motivated. So accusing them of responsible for being terrorists and being responsible for 9/11. See, that's not cool. You know. Uh, oh, chick bait. You're entitled to have your feelings. All right,
Yes,
and I understand that, and you can talk freely here. You can. But
that's
what
what
I'm
this
saying
podcast
is,
is for.
no, 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 no. I said I didn't believe that about him talking about his daughter Tiffany's breast, and I don't even know the context of that comment. I really don't. But you're more than welcome to talk freely here. Absolutely. And I'm not trying to say or downplay your issues that you're going through. Um, yeah, you can absolutely speak freely here. Please do. Uh, what WW going to do to fix Social Security? It's saying it'll be gone by 2032, by 2033. It says by 2032 now. Uh, I don't know. The tariffs that Trump's implementing is supposed to help with a lot of that stuff, and I hope that is the case. And Chick Bates said, "Don't believe what you see or hear Trump said." Uh, uh, look, I don't know where a lot of that information that you've got coming from. I don't believe anything from mainstream media, be it CNN, MSNBC. It's all slanted, or Fox. It's all slanted, and I use Fox a lot, but I also register back and I reference back, and I called Fox out just the other night for something that was slanted. So Chick Bates said, "Lewis, it's gone. Get over it." Chick Bates said, "I'm racially motivated. I ride my bike fast." Absolutely. You ride your bike fast. Can you watch the videos? I will look at some videos. Robin Leach in 1994 had the quote about Tiffany as a baby. I get my info from me. I do my own research. Yeah, I do too. And I don't just pick one news source and go with it. Uh, I try to spread it out. I like Sky News best. I pull if I reference them sometimes. Uh, I tend to pull Fox up here because it's easier for me, but I always back check my stories through Sky News. Sky News is amazing. I like them. Yeah, mainstream media sucks. Sky News is out of Australia, I think. Check them out. They cover both sides, and they don't have a slant because they really don't give a crap because it's the United States. Sky News is not Putin. I've heard that before too. That's not true. I do know that that's not true. Sky News is Australian, and I don't think Putin wants to mess with Australia. Okay, where's your proof? Let's see. I fly a lot. uh, Putin likes messing with Australia. He does, but it doesn't usually end that well. But you're on the wrong side. Fix that. Uh, Sky News is British. It is not. Sorry, it is not Russian. Rob, thanks for having this conversation. I wanted to vent a little because I felt it was unfair for my friend to experience that as a kid. You're right. It was unfair. It really was. And I'll agree with you on that. And that's sad that that happened. And I feel bad for the kid. You know, if you want to have him come on here, I'd be happy to have him on here. And he could talk about his experiences. That's fine with me. So, uh, you know, eh, I'm not heartless. And a lot of people think that because you're a conservative or because you voted for Trump, that makes you a racist. That makes you a bigot. That makes you this. It's not true. It's not true. I don't hate anybody. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your religion is. I mean, as a Christian, I want everybody else to be a Christian. I want to share the love of Christ. That is my goal. And that is one of the main reasons why I do this show, or we do this show. We want to spread the gospel. And that's why we have our Bible studies on Monday at 6 o'clock. Y'all make sure to be there. That's in the PM. And we have Joe and Donna on Thursday nights. They couldn't be here on tonight. That's at 6 p.m. also. They couldn't be here tonight because Miss Donna just had surgery. And she is recovering well, just so everybody knows. And God bless her. And we are happy to hear that.
Yes.
So, but our main goal, that's why we pray on here and everything else. That's our goal. But yeah, Anthony, come on anytime. Have your friend come on. That's fine. He's still meddling. Well, Putin meddles in everybody's. They try to meddle. He's not meddling in much right now. He's got his hands full right now with the Ukraine. South Africa is British, so is Australia, hence colonialism. Well, so it's colonialism. But yeah, I'm a historian. Yeah, I'm a fiscal conservative. Rob, don't believe the trolls. I do. On Chick Bay said, "Glory to God in the highest, and peace on earth among those with whom He is pleased." Yes. You say don't believe the trolls. Okay. Which trolls are you talking about? Because, I remember back when with Trump, it was Russia, 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 Russia. Trump's a Russian pawn. Trump's working for Russia. Look, we have this dossier. Now it's come out that Hillary Clinton with Obama, and it was fabricated. It wasn't real. It was a hoax. It was one of the biggest hoaxes ever pulled on the American people. And it's been proven. So, yeah, I'm going to listen to the trolls too. And I may not believe them in the long run, but I only call people Nazi if they say Nazi. I agree with that. I have been on to call people a Nazi, even on this show. And it's hard for me to use that word. Anthony said, Rob, C for me. Also, I feel I got labeled by my Republican friends as a communist because of the stances I take when it comes to health care. Look, there is no reason why we can't have affordable health care in this country. And me and Chickbait got into this before, and I think that the hospitals and the insurance companies, it's in their best interest to keep the prices as high as they possibly can. All right? I believe that, and I believe it's a money-making racket, and something needs to be done to fix it. I got no problem with doctors getting paid well. They have studied, they have done their practice, they've spent all this time learning these skills that are necessary for this country. And thankfully, I had some good ones over in Dothan, Alabama that did my triple bypass. I'm thankful that they were there. And I'm glad I had insurance to cover it. Because if not, I'd have been on the hook for over $250,000. But I had insurance to cover it, so I was out $7,000. But still, something needs to be done about healthcare in this country. We don't need to go the Canadian way. They're saying, "Oh, well, we're just not going to pay that. Why don't we just gently euthanize them?" Ugh. That's why I never called you one. Well, thank you. I appreciate it because I'm not. Oh gosh, no! Don't believe the trolls. Yes, the trolls. See, at Southern Fried Podcast, this is why it's hard to be liberal these days. I fact check. Yeah, yeah, fact check. That's a big thing. Look, I saw the Elon salute. I saw Hakeem Jeffries do the same salute. And they said, oh, well, it was different when Elon did it. No, it wasn't. It was the same type thing. And every liberal out there was perfectly fine with that. And because it was Elon that did it, everybody talked about it. Elon's not God. I don't take a knee to no man, only our Lord in heaven. And Elon is, so he went in and tried to clean up government waste and fraud. Where's the issue? Every president for the last however long's run on that. And Trump actually was trying to get somebody in there that could help fix it. Anthony said, I was watching a video of a medical professional who studies cancer, and he says the only reason why we don't have a cure for cancer and we just use chemo is chemo makes 1 billion. I wouldn't doubt that. There are other treatments out there other than chemotherapy. Chick Bay says, we work too hard, too long for so little health care. You're right. The free Britney people are liars. She says, no, I wasn't fine about either one. I don't know what you're talking about there. We are the only country with medical debt. I don't doubt that either. I really don't. I think that, everybody's on Trump about his tariffs. Other countries charge us more tariffs than we charge them. Okay? There's no balance there. And Trump's trying to balance that out. And this is a good thing. We need to buy American. See, Anthony says, I'm a JFK liberal. I'm not a progressive like you. See these on the left. No, they don't produce the same. We import more. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. All right, and Anthony, I agree. You're not like the ones that are on the way far left. We have way far left. We have way far right. Somewhere in the middle is the answer. You said, no, they don't produce the same. We import more. Okay. So if we are, if we are importing more, then why are they charging us more for their goods? Shouldn't they be charging us less? And you said the majority of U.S. tariffs are paid by American consumers and firms, not foreign exporters. Well, here's a radical thought, Chick Bait. Buy American. Buy American-made products. You don't have to pay for those tariffs. So I think we should produce more. We don't import more. But the stuff that we import, okay, why should we pay more in tariffs from these other countries? Don't you think it needs to be balanced? I mean, our country can produce everything we need. Well, we need tariffs. That's the thing. If they're going to charge us 15% tariff, but they only want to pay a 10% tariff, do you think that's fair? Do you think that's right? If they produce, all right, you can go out and get this Chinesium made, as Steve would call it. Half fine for it. This thing made out of Chinesium, and it'll last you for a year or two, and it costs you $5. You go out and buy something that's made out of real American steel, and it costs you $15, but it lasts you 20 years. Where's the thing there? Okay. He said the United States does not pay tariffs to other countries. Instead, it imposes tariffs on imported goods. This is the cost primarily borne by the U.S. importers and consumers. Yes, we do pay tariffs to other countries.
Mm-hmm.
We do pay tariffs to other countries. USA imposes tariffs. We don't pay them. You are incorrect on your statement there, and I'm gonna put it on the Google machine here, and we're gonna do it this way. How much? Let's see. Let's do a list of how much money the U.S. pays in tariffs.
We pay it, but they don't impose it. The U.S. imposes them. Google, does the U.S. pay tariffs to other countries? All right. I'll be back in
Uh,
just a minute. I gotta fix Mama something to eat.
U.S. imposes. Okay, doesn't pay tariffs. Imposes tariffs. We don't pay them. We pay it, but they don't impose it. The U.S. imposes them. Gugus, does the U.S. pay tariffs to other countries? Okay. All right. Yes, we absolutely do pay tariffs. And yeah, the tariffs are imposed by the other countries. The other countries impose tariffs on others. We pay tariffs. If we sell something to another country, that country charges us money. Uh, Lewis says some of the stuff made in America used over country parts to make use other countries' parts to make in America, and cost is more to make the product. Yeah. All right. I'm going to do it by country here. Uh, we impose tariffs on steel and aluminum imports affecting various countries. The average tariff rate imports has increased from 1.5 to around 3.5 in recent years. Tariffs on goods, unlike electronics and machinery, significantly impact trade costs. Okay, so we have collected in 2021 about $80 billion. Okay, that's how much we have collected. All right, I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to find. There we go. Let's see if we can get this here. Uh, Said, no, we pay them on us. Nope, we are retaliating. China, sure, but look who made your computer and phone. I'm wrong. I'm just mad my dad is dying. Leave me alone. Let's make cars or toasters. Yeah, well, there is uh, there is a such thing as um, buying American, and that's perfectly okay. It provides jobs. It may cost a little bit more. Yeah, we may have to get some of the products from overseas to make them. But you know what? If it's like when Toyota builds a car plant here in this country. Uh, when they build a car plant in this country, that is a good thing for this country. Okay, they're investing. Toyota's investing money in the United States because they have to hire a workforce. Uh, they have to train them. They pay them. They give them benefits, and that helps our job standing in this country, our unemployment rates. It's good jobs. Uh, I want a sandwich. I'm going to import it. Then get a gyro. I love gyros. Um, when we do tariffs and when other countries do tariffs, uh, and sometimes there's called a duty rate. Uh, when these companies, when a company buys something from the United States, they have to pay that tariff. When someone from the U.S. buys something from another country, they have to pay a tariff, and that tariff rate is set between the countries. Yes. So, but the company has to pay the tariff. All right. And that's part of doing business. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. But the tariff rate should be level, I think. I love jobs. I do too. That is probably my favorite sandwich is a gyro. Yeah, gyros. Gyros are absolutely amazing. Or some people call them gyros. Oh, you can have tomato on it and onion and lettuce and the cucumber sauce, tzatziki or whatever it's called. Oh, yeah. Mm. And the sack, yep. Yes, yes. I don't care if you call it a gyro or a gyro. I don't care. You just give me, yeah. So, uh, oh, where did Anthony go? He done bailed on us too. Oh my goodness. Oh, he might still be out there. Uh, but the cucumber sauce, yes, it is amazing. Uh, let's see. Uh, well, I tell you what. We get now. We got 10 minutes till 10. Uh, no, you can't put rutabaga on a gyro. It ain't gonna work. Trust me, it will not work. Rutabagas on gyros won't work. That makes it go
We're gonna,
a little bit.
yeah, that's nasty.
That's nasty. So, all right. Well, we're gonna call it a night for everybody except Rumble. And if you're not on Rumble, why aren't you? We're gonna pop over and do a raid here. I don't know who we're gonna raid yet. This is like the oh, she just left. Huh. You called her your hero. She got up and left. What in the world? Rob, I felt like I devolved this chat into very political stuff, and I thought, Anthony, you're fine. No, no, no,
No,
no, sir. You come on and we'll talk and debate and whatever. You're not devolving anything. That you're perfectly fine. I enjoy this. I'm happy to talk with you about anything. And what's more, our tagline is Southern Christian and Conservative. Yes, I am a conservative. I am also respectful to other people. All right. you know, you can have your opinion. You're entitled to have that opinion. I'm not going to belittle you or nothing. You're fine, sir. And so is Chick Bay and Lewis. I mean, y'all, I don't. It doesn't bother me. You have the right in this country to vote and feel how you want to vote and feel. If you want to come on and discuss it, I may not agree with you. You may not agree with me, but we can talk and we can discuss, and we don't get mad at nobody. I might get red faced. I might jump up on a soapbox, but I'm still going to show you respect. Yeah, I love you guys too. You're never going to get put down for your political, religious, or none of that belief here, and I won't tolerate other people doing it to you as well. Um, so y'all are always welcome here. Let's see. I got to get back over here to Barry here. So trying to cook a strawberry pie, been in and out. Mr. Taliban telling me banana. And Rob, I can have a rational conversation with you. The reason why I moved away from religion is because the evangelical that are using the Bible to justify their hatred for the gay community. Look, I'm gonna say this, Anthony. I do not care what a person's sexual orientation is. I don't care. I absolutely don't care. They are grown people. They can do what they want. Okay. And it's none of my business. Okay. I will say, all right, the Bible teaches that it's wrong. Okay. And the same thing about transgender chick bait. And the Bible teaches that it's wrong. However, in my opinion, it also says in the Bible that we should figure out our own salvation with fear and trembling. That's for y'all. That's for them to figure out. That's for them to figure out. It's not my place to tell anybody anything on that. And I'm not going to put them down. I'm not going to ridicule. I'm not even really going to try to change their mind because it's not my place. So I stay out of that. Yes, because there's that aspect too, chick bait. Yeah, judge not, lest you be judged. And, it's not
Hey,
my place to judge
Susan.
anybody. And chick bait, you said who wrote the Bible and which Bible? I used the King James Bible. And that's the one I've always used and one I'm always going to use. That's the one I use. And you said who wrote the Bible? Well, there's all kind of research on that. It's historically accurate, you know. So you can make your own call on that. Anthony says, but I think people misinterpret Matthew and Paul when they talk about that. They were talking more about keeping the numbers up for the Jews in the desert that escaped Egypt. Uh, you know, I can't speak on that. To be perfectly honest, Anthony, I can't speak on that. I don't. Here's my thought. And chick bait, I'm gonna cover this with you as well on this while we're hitting this topic. You know, the Bible is open to interpretation. Okay, even the King James. I try to take it more literally than most people do, and I take it literally because how do I get zoomed in?
I don't know.
Uh,
But I'm going to have to get off of here, Rob.
okay, hey
Um,
Tiny,
Tressa
zoom out
has
further.
set up a showing tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, and now I've got to clean the house tonight, and I wasn't
Okay,
prepared to clean it until tomorrow afternoon.
okay, go take care of business.
So,
I'm not gonna be up much longer,
all
so
right.
thank
Thanks,
you for your help.
everybody. I'll see y'all later, and really enjoyed chatting Barry, Chickbait, Anthony, and Lewis. So I will see y'all later.
Okay,
All right.
we're still gonna do a raid here just a little bit.
All right. I'll leave it up. I'll come back and check in a minute.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, but it's not the original Bible at Southern Friday. Okay, the original Bible was written in Greek, and then it got translated to Hebrew or Hebrew to Greek. All right, and they say, oh well, everything got translated, everything got misinterpreted, or this or that. I'm going to speak on this now, and I'm going to tell you, I am a man of faith. I'm not a preacher or nothing like that, but I believe I worship an all powerful and mighty God. Okay. And I have faith that this wonderful person, God, has the power and had the power to make sure that this Bible, let's see if we get it up here. Yeah, that this Bible had in it what he wanted me to have. All right. It's in here. I believe this is the Bible that he wanted me to read, and that this is what he wants us. This is his word. You can't make me believe that this all powerful God, this is the only tie we have left that we have to him now, except for what I believe is our conscience, which the Bible teaches is the Holy Spirit within us. But that is our connection to the Lord. That's how we study. That's what he's handed down. And you're never going to make me believe that this all powerful being couldn't get that book the way he wanted it. He wouldn't be all powerful then. So, love you too, Chick Bait. Anthony says, I'm going off what I was taught as a young castle kid, and the Bible that we use is not the same as other Christian denominations used. So yeah, okay. And I've seen several denominational Bibles uh, that are not. I hate denominations. Why do Christians always have to divide themselves? But anyway, Anthony, the Bible in English is not original for one thing. Well, it was translated, and I still believe God got in that Bible what He wanted it to have. Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. Yes, that's where it came from. Anthony's a Catholic kid. Okay. No problem with that. I'm a Baptist. I don't necessarily believe in a lot of the same things that Catholics do, but it's not my place to judge that either. We could talk and discuss later on if you want to, but that's fine. Everybody says the majority of the Old Testament is in Hebrew, while parts of it, particularly in the books of Daniel and Ezra, are in Aramaic. Yeah. Anthony said, Chickbait says to Anthony, Judaism is older than Christianity. Okay. As a historian, I disagree. They didn't let Holmes read it, so that means it was government, not ordinary people. Okay, that's going to be a discussion for a whole other time. Judaism is older than Christianity. Chickbait, I'll actually agree with you on that, because Christianity didn't come around till the birth of Christ. Our Savior was born, and he obeyed all the law from the Old Testament. Jesus did. So Crusades and Inquisitions, that was during the rise of the Catholicism. Anthony C. I grew up around a ton of Baptists, Methodists, and evangelicals. And when I say I'm Catholic, they look at me with this holier than thou attitude, like I'm not even Christian. Look, I'm not. I'll never judge anybody based on their faith, Anthony. Never. If we're going to mock people because of their faith, we might as well throw the whole Constitution of the United States out the window. I was in the service, and I gave part of my life, blood, sweat, and tears, to defend our freedoms that are guaranteed in the Constitution. So yeah, let's not. We all have the right to worship as we see fit. Chick Bates said, no other faith evolved except for the Catholicism after the Bible. Yeah. But at the same point in time, all right, and there's been a lot of things that have come to pass and a lot of faiths since Christ. There were no offshoots. Catholics were first. No other faith evolved except for Catholicism after the Bible. No. What about the Seventh-day Adventists? What about the Mormons? What about, that all came about after Catholicism. The Millerite movement. What about the Methodist? What about, you can go into a whole bunch that came out after Catholicism. Yeah, after Catholicism. Seventh-day Adventists came about in the last 30, 40 years, mainly. No, it's been the last 100 years. That's after the Catholics. The Millerite movement was before the Seventh-day Advent movement. Jehovah's Witnesses came out after the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church was where it all began. all Christians, any denominations, is after Catholicism. Methodist, Presbyterian, Lutheran. Okay. Yeah. Catholicism was the first. I don't necessarily agree with that. I agree with, okay, if we go, well, we're at time, chick bait. You're going to keep me going all night long here. But we'll pick up. Hey, Anthony, chick bait. We'll keep this going another time. Okay, you're saying Baptist is after, and I think, I think, yes, because I love you. I think personally, for me, that the Baptist religion has been around since Jesus was here. Now, I know Catholicism was the main preface for a lot of things after the birth of Christ. I understand that. And Catholicism is the main church out there. But I think that the Baptist religion, to me, it feels like it's been around since the birth of Christ.
All right,
Okay,
Chick, we gotta slow it down here.
so the first Bible isn't your Bible. St. Paul, I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand the point that you're making. But let's take this up on the next show. We're going to go do our raid because it's getting late. And I don't know about y'all, but I have a mess in the yard to clean up tomorrow. So we're going to go hit our raid. I'm not telling you shut up. I'm telling you we got to get off air. We got to get this, get everything rounded up except for Rumble.
Yes.
Yes, 3 each, and we'll get together and we'll figure out a day and time. All right? So put some thought into it. It'll be in the next week or two. I got a bunch of stuff going on. Getting married next month. On the 1st. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got yard to clean up. I got all this stuff going on right now. So
you can't do too much because you got to walk on the sand.
That's right. That's right. Yes, you're invited back. All right. Everybody, thank y'all so much. Everybody, thank you for jumping in. Thank you for everybody participated. We love you guys. And, God bless and salute. We will see you next time.
All right. Playing us out.
All right.
Don't music.
I wake every morning to the sun, grab something to eat and get out on the run. I'll work all day and play all night. It's a Southern fried life for me. I like my life Southern fried, from my breakfast to my